Hey coin collectors, for this episode I have a special for you. Today's subject covers most valuable and rare Washington quarters produced from 1965 to 1969. Some of them error quarters, others super gems at highest mint state possible. So-called condition rarities. So hit subscribe and bell buttons below this video and let's get started. I'm sure most of you are aware of the fact that 1965 was transitional year from silver to clad quarters at US Mint. This is the first year in which the Mint struck clad Washington quarters. 1965 circulation struck quarter is really common in most grades. It is considered somewhat scarce in MS65 condition. In MS66 it's scarcer with few thousand examples probably in existence. In MS67 it's really scarce with less than 50 known. According to PCGS, at mint state 67 they are worth over $375. At mint state 67 plus $900. Anything at MS68 or above is worth over $2,250. This is a registry set contender among 1965 quarters, grade at mint state 67 by NGC, minted by the billions and generally ignored by collectors. The first year clad quarter set a mintage record that still stands, but it was either not saved in high grades or the grading services find the issue unworthy in its entirety. This MS68 is one of three pieces that exist at MS68 level, all at NGC, sold on October 18th, 2019 for $1,920 at Heritage Auctions. Here is very popular error variety produced in 1965, a $0.25 struck on a silver planchet, grade as AU58 by PCGS. AU is abbreviation which stands for About Uncirculated Coins. A transitional alloy wrong planchet error, similar to more famous 1943 bronze Lincoln cent. In 1965 and early 1966, quarters were struck in both silver and copper-nickel format. The silver quarters were dated 1964 and the copper-nickel quarters were dated 1965. A few of planchets were diverted to unintended dyes such as present piece, lightly toned with good luster, few marks and typical strike. Sold on June 5, 2014 for $14,687.50 at Heritage Auctions. Another highly demanded issue of 1965 is Special Strike Quarter, so-called SMS Quarter. This is one of the finest examples of the special mint set. Grade as SP68 Cameo by PCGS. Most 1965 SMS pieces are brilliant or semi-brilliant. This Super Gem Quarter, on the other hand, displays semi-frosted devices highlighted by mirrored fields, yielding a cameo appearance. This coin is an excellent choice for registry set. Among 1965 quarters, you should also look for some doubling on obverse side. Doubling is not that dramatic as in Lincoln cents of 1955, which is visible with naked eye. Yet less doubling can be seen under close inspection on Liberty only. The most valuable example at mint state 65 was sold for $1,650 in 2014 at Great Collections coin auction. The 1966 Washington quarter is very common, especially since over 800 million of them were struck. According to Jaime Hernandez from PCGS, examples in circulated grades can still be found in circulation. Even examples in about MS60, MS63 condition can also be found in circulation. In MS64, MS66 conditions, they are little tougher to find, yet can be purchased inexpensively. In MS67 condition, it's scarce with less than 100 examples, graded by PCGS. In MS67 plus condition, is extremely scarce with less than handful of examples known, and none being finer. This 1966 $0.25 at mint state 68, tied for the finest. This top grade registry set rarity displays pristine satiny mint luster and worn champagne toning. Under the loop, some minor strike weakness is discernible on Washington's temple and below the eagle. Sold on September 7, 2017 for $4,440 at Heritage Auctions. And there is a record sale of this issue. Also at MS68 condition, both sides have a satiny brilliant sheen. The fields are frosty and gorgeously toned. Rainbow bands at the peripheries frame the icy periwinkle teal iridescent centers. generally well struck throughout. A powerful loop does reveal a few tiny marks mostly hidden by the wonderful toning, and do not detract from the great eye appeal. Sold in 2019 for $11,750 at Legend Rare Coin auctions. Now this variety is very rare, but it can be found among circulated quarters. Even at lower grades they make hundreds of dollars. This is 1966 25 cents with double die reverse at extremely fine 45 condition. Doubling on United States of America is not that vivid. You'll need some magnifying tool for confirming the match. This one was sold for $920 in 2012 at Heritage Auctions. The US Mint struck over 1.5 billion 1967 Washington quarters for circulation, making them very common in most grades. Examples up to MS66 are very easy to find, and examples in MS67 are much scarcer. Today at Mint State 68, 1967 quarters are worth over $6,000 as for PCGS price guide. This is 1967 Washington 25 cents at Mint State 68. It is sold finest 1967 Washington quarter at PCGS, and similarly loan MS68 coin ranks as the finest at NGC. Obviously this piece is nearly half of a grade point finer than example in the current highest rated registry set. The strike is bold despite die wears that produce metal flow lines in the fields and on areas of the obverse portrait. Both sides displays champagne interiors surrounded by lovely lavender and ice blue border toning. No major abrasions are observed. Sold on January 5th, 2017 for $8,812.50. Here is 1967 SMS quarter at SP69 Cameo grade, tied with one other as the finest cameo at PCGS. This virtually flawless special mint set 1967 quarter displays spectacular preservation, mirroring and contrast. A faint blush of light golden toning appears over each side. Eye appeal is remarkable. No deep cameos are finer than PR68 at its grading service. Sold on August 10, 2016 for $4,700 at Heritage Auctions. The 1968 Washington quarter has very large mintage, making it easily obtainable from circulation in circulated grades. In uncirculated grades, it's also easily obtainable in MS60 to about MS65 condition. Examples in MS66 are scarcer, but can be purchased at a small premium. In MS67 condition, it's really tough to find, with many examples being graded and sold at significant premium, but probably still hundreds of examples are out there. In MS68 condition, it's truly scarce, with less than a handful of examples known, and none being known in finer condition. This is 1968 quarter at Mint State 68, significant registry coin. This MS68 example offers an important chance to get leg up on competition, as it's one of only two coins so graded by PCGS with non-finer. Toning is minimal, luster strong, eye appeal high all around. Sold on September 27, 2013 for $9,400 at Heritage Auctions. The 1969P ranks among the top 3 toughest dates in the entire series to obtain in MS67 grade. Everything that could possibly go wrong in your hunt for superb gem is encountered when you go after this one. Badly scuffed surfaces, poor luster, weak strikes, you name it. At Mint State 67, 1969 quarters are worth over $2,600 today. Here is superb gem at given grade. Despite a 9-figure mintage, this copper nickel issue is surprisingly challenging as superb gem. The present MS67 piece, housed in an early blue label PCGS holder, is bright and largely free of color. A handful of tiny marks are grade consistent, a minor nick on the eagle's left leg, the most visible among them. Sold on January 8, 2015 for $3,290 at Heritage Auctions.